Welcome for a new video, and I know I haven't been making much videos recently, and if you can clearly see, I am in the middle of reorganizing the library, um, but I will definitely be making these kind of videos 'cause I like talking about something I love. So I'm gonna make these videos hopefully once a month. We will see how it goes. Um, so in furthermore, let's begin with this video. I read a lot of mangas this month, so we will begin with we will talk about them in alphabetical order. So let's begin with the first 5 volumes of Double O, no, not Double O, O7 Ghosts, or simply put, Seven Ghosts. This series is pretty good. Um, at the moment, it's I can't remember. It's been like a couple weeks since I read it, and the fifth volume. That why next month I'm gonna do these in like clips after I read them. Be so much easier. So I'm gonna try and do my best this month to think so hard about what happened in each book I'm gonna show. 'Cause I've read so much, but at the moment, or I don't think we finished it, but at the moment it's um sort of initiation, a tournament I short to be a priest. So basically, it's a world full with slaves. This boy here, what is his name? I can't quite remember. Um, or this will probably be a long video. Um, yeah, Tato Klein. Um, he's a slave. What got what found out that his father were murdered, so he escaped and he found himself in a priest church, and he will have to use his memory because he's not supposed to know about what he'd been told, and because apparently there's like powerful people called the Seven Ghosts, which are good people, I think. And he had a best friend, but I won't get into that one. But things happen. It's just basically it's a simplistic story that he's a slave, and he ran away, found himself in a priest's church, and trying to be a priest himself, so he can be so he can have protection of the church. But he's I now remember he got like a magical crystal, I think, or some sort inside of him, and the bad people want to get it. So he's always in danger. He got some friends within the church what will help him through his quest. And that basically it for the first 5 volumes of double no not why do I keep saying double O? Let's just say Seven Ghosts. The next one I have to show you is 20th Century Boys. We got the first omnibus. I only read the first omnibus so far. I liked what I read. It's a mystery series, and it basically gave me the same vibes of this 90s Stephen King It film. That you get like the story of how the origins of it from the kids' point of view. And then in a flick, we get back to the present timeline, which is the adults trying to figure out what happened to their childhood friend, and um, basically who killed him. I don't think it's a spoiler way because it's in the first volume or the first two. Um, so that basically that all I got for the first volume. So by trying to figure out who killed the mate from their childhood, um, it may call the mate. No, I won't say who died. I guess I can because you don't really get introduced to him until after he got announced. So Donkey. Um, so a friend named with Donkey. This is the main protagonist who try. I really need to do this in parts because I totally forget stuff so easily. I mean, the art is brilliant. It's by Naoki Uzawa, and yeah, you got a bunch of kids who goofing off, and there's a cult. Um, I forgot what the cult is called. Um, Friend. The cult is called Friend, and it posed to be what I'm gathered. I don't think it said it yet in the series, but I'm guessing it's like a nudge to his childhood friend because one of the kids what were friends with him as a kid is the villain, and we're trying to figure out who is the villain and the whole thing with the nudge of the friends sort of concept. The reason why it explains it. I hope that makes any sense. Um, yeah, so that is 20th Century Boys Omnibus 1. The next series is a complete series. I read all 5 omnibuses, which is 10 volumes of After the Rain. And basically, the story is definitely simple. Um, this girl, Akira, um, she's had an accident and she's loves track, which is a running sport, and she's really loved doing it as well. Um, but she had an accident, she felt depressed, and she was sitting in the cafe, well, a family restaurant, all down in Dums. Then I believe, I mean, it wasn't shown in this series, but I believe the manager came over and offered her a job. So now she's working in a family restaurant after school hours, um, just to get some money and some social environment while she don't do track anymore. But she's a 19-year-old. I think she was 19, and she actually fell in love with a 40-odd-year-old manager. Um, so his manager even has a kid, and this is a picture as well of her best friend. Um, so basically, being affectionate towards her manager through the whole 10 volumes, 5 omnibuses, and her manager feels sort of ashamed, awkward because he's far too old to go out with her. He went on a couple of dates, but for his point of view, it just merely as a social gathering, just him and her. Even a kid sometimes tag along. Um, so it is a sweet one. Comes he's not afraid to explain the things. The manager know too well what he think of him. Why all the other staff think he's a nuisance, even though they still working for him for the money and all that. But that basically it. It's just a one-sided love romance. He wants to love her, but at the same time, he have this huge doubt in back of his mind because he's far too old to go out with a 19-year-old. I mean, nowadays it's pretty common, but the manager just feels sort of self-conscious about doing that. What will people think? And yeah, I won't explain what happened at the end of the book. I do need you to read it and find out yourself, or watch the anime. I have not seen the anime. This is my first time going in it. So yeah, that the complete series of After the Rain. I did read Astra Lost in Space. This is the fifth one. I read 1 to 4 in January. I read the final one in February. Um, and what can I say? This final volume is so good. I enjoyed this ending of. I mean, so many series you don't enjoy the ending of because it should have not as satisfactory, but this ending is pretty well done. Um, of course, they're traveling back home, and so many mysteries throughout the series get answered in this one single volume. It's thicker than the West, but that is a good thing, believe me. They answer so many mysteries about those series, about who the attempted murderer is, who behind everything back home, what happened to that planet, with the Big Bang and all that, the World Wars. So many mysteries get answered in this final volume, and it's so good. And you just have to read the basically. I'm talking about, like, you already know the series. Basically, Lost in Space is they went to space for a field trip, but like a black hole sucked the students up, and choked them out throughout space. It also got answered in this volume. I think it was this volume where they got thrown out to. So it wasn't just a random spot in space where you got thrown out to. They did get thrown out into somewhere um familiar. But I won't explain it. I want you to figure out yourselves. Um and that basically it. They jump from planet to planet, get food, get resources. I think they're like 6 months or something trying to get home, and it's so good. They argue a lot because they obviously are kids and they in a very very dire situation. And yeah, so if you ever want to check out Astro Space, either check out the anime, which I watched a few episodes of years ago, but I don't remember it that well, or we'll read the manga, which is my first time going through it, and it's so good. Okay, I won't get all these out because I read the entire series, all 17 volumes of Attack on Titan before the fall. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. The reason why I read so much volumes, well, I read all of it because I could not stop reading it. Attack on Titan before the fall obviously take place, I think, like 70 years or something like that before Shinganshia fall down by the colossal Titan. Um, and it basically starts this well, basically this guy called Kuklo. He's has a sort of berserk guts sort of origin, that he was born out of his mother's um dead body. Um so and because of that, like in Berserk, they think he cursed because he came out of a woman's dead body, or got thrown up after she got eaten by a titan. So throughout, well, some of the volumes, not all the series, he is known as the Titan's son. And Kuklo had been enslaved for 15 whole years, incapacitated, um, should have been locked up in like a dungeons and that for 15 years. And this girl who wanted to kill him because she was scared of him. He got sold to like a witch family, and their son always abusive towards him. And then this girl wanted to kill him because she's scared of him, but in the end she had to make friends with Kuklo, and she is known throughout the series as well. I forgot what her name is. What's his name? Saul, yeah, Saul, and he also made friends Cardinia throughout the series as well, and he made loads of friends. Kukyo did, and the series sort of he's escaped from captivity when something bad happened to the royal family who bought him. So he escaped. He's a fugitive, found himself some very loyal, well, very loyal friends, and he went to the surveys corps, and he signed up on that. He did a training, and visited the origins as well of the survey corps gear. So the gear they used to kill the Titans. There's also the origins, how it came to be. There's also the origins of the Survey Corps as well. There's basically the origins of everything. But what I want to say is I didn't like the ending so much. The ending to me felt a bit rushed. Um, the title is Attack on Titan Before the Fall, not like Kukyo Before the Fall, something like that. So what I'm saying is, after the 17 volumes, the big battle and all that, you could have had like a time skipped, do a couple more arcs, just leading up to the Shiganshia fall with the Castle Titan. I would have loved that. Like about 25, 30 volumes of Before the Fall would have been nice just to close the gap so we know what happened. Kukyo was not mentioned in the main series. I mean, that kind of obvious. It is a spin off and it happened like years and years ago. But you would have thought the name at least would have been mentioned by passing or something because he was a well known guy. Um, But anyway, this is Before the Fall. It's such a good prequel to the Attack on Titan. It's canon, but I would have liked it to be a bit longer. Um, I mean, like, see the birth of Eren, Mikasa, and stuff like that, just to build up the gap before the fall happened. So yeah, that Attack on Titan Before the Fall. The next one, of course, why would I stop at the prequel series and not watch the second prequel series? We got Attack on Titan, No Regrets. I did read this straight after. This is the backstory of Levi. He grew up and he's pretty much a thug in the underground city, and I think he got forced to recruit. Yeah, cause he didn't want to do it. He got two friends at the time. He didn't want to do it, but he got forced to recruit for the Survey Corps because of his skills, and that basically it. Not that much to say about the story, to be honest. I did really enjoy it. They also got OVA, which remind you, the Attack on Titan Before the Fall. I would love an anime. I would definitely love anime about Before the Fall. That would have been awesome. But yeah, Attack on Titan, No Regrets. It's definitely a good you could say a sequel to the Before the Fall and prequel to the main series. But you see Levi grow into the soldier he is, and it's so good. I'm using my train of thought because I've been talking for quite a bit, and I haven't got a drink, so I'm going to pause this video while I get the next batch of mangas and get myself a drink. Okay, I haven't finished with Attack on Titan just yet. I did read the first. I could have read all the Attack on Titans because all the mangas I read, I did have time to read them all. But I decided to have a break after the first 15 volumes. So I'm not showing you all because that they are heavy. They are so heavy. But I did read the first 3 omnibuses of Attack on Titan, the Colossal Edition. So the first 15 volumes of Attack on Titan, and I like it many others. I wish this were hardback, because these are showing wear and tear, which is not nice. But they are definitely the better experience to read mangas. I hoped. I mean, I wish more companies do this 5-in-1 volumes with bigger series anyway, or like Astro in Space, which is 5 volumes. one single omnibus. I think oversized omnibuses are gold. I mean, it's only a hardback, but this is definitely a nice reading experience. Just sitting at my desk, just putting it on the floor and just flicking through it. It's definitely a nice experience. So Attack on Titan happened after the fall. So the Colossal Titan destroyed this Segoncia wall. And then Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, who are childhood friends, saw what happened, and basically Eren's mum got killed by the Titans, and a sort of time skip happened. They joined the Survey Corps and it defeating Titan, trying to figure out who the Colossal Titan is and where did it came from. Of course, that did get resolved in, I think, the third omnibus or the end of the second one. Either way, the answer did get resolved. I mean, I watched the anime up to season 4, so I know exactly what was going on anyway, so it's not like it's big news for me. So yeah, so we found out who the Colossal Titan was, we found out who the Armored Titan was. There's a new sort of Titan, a female Titan in the second volume. And even we got, I don't really want to spoil it for people who haven't read it, but it's pretty early on in the series. But so I'm just gonna say it, I apologize in advance. But Eren became Titan, and I watched the anime, so I know how it became a Titan, but it wasn't discussed. I mean, I think it was. I can't remember. No, but at the moment, no, I don't think it was discussed. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I read them. But at the moment, I'm in the government arc, which is kind of boring. I will admit that. So I know as soon we get to return to this Segancia arc, that one is a wee banger. So I'm looking forward to the fourth omnibus when I get into that one. But yeah, Attack on Titan, Eren Mikasa, Armin made loads of friends in the Survey Corps that joined them, and just on the way to defeat all the Titans to make life better for mankind. So, I'm reading about manga, right, this month, so why don't I read how to create manga? And I am talking about Bakuman. Not read this before. I knew nothing about this series apart from it's a manga about manga. So I only read the first volume, and I will definitely be continuing it. It's pretty wordy, so of course it was created by Obata, by the artist, and the story created by Oba. But either way, their stories normally very wordy, and this kind of need to be wordy for what it is. They explain what it takes to be a mangaka, and basically about this boy who loved drawing, but considering what happened to his uncle, I think he gave up the idea. But then he got caught doodling some girl face in a notebook by another kid, um, and he sort of approached him about how amazing the drawing is, and he always wanted to write manga. And with his art and his writing skills, they got a match made in heaven. So them two now discussed that they are going to make mangas together. And I think Impossible Dreams, considering they're still in high school, or is in middle school. I don't know about Japanese or Americans' way on saying it, because we don't say middle school in the UK. So I have no idea how you guys say it, but in school anyway. And they found out another kid with time made manga, so that gave them some inspiration. And it pretty much that I can't really say much, cause I'm only going up by the first volume, but I really did enjoy what I read, and Spoiler, maybe not. He's engaged. Kind of. But you will find that out in this volume of Bakuman. Next, I did read the complete series of Go For It Nakamura and Go For It Again Nakamura. This is a 2 volume series, but this only came out not long ago, and this came out a few years ago, I think. I'm hoping there's a 3rd volume because this is sort of a cute sort of series. I still got the bookmark in there for some reason. So this is basically a cute series about this um guy, this boy, who's have a huge crush of this boy, and he made mistakes in front of him. He's get very bashful. He made friends with him, so that's definitely a good step. But it don't explain what team he bats for. This is, by the way, a Yaoi series, so he don't have any idea what team he bats for. But there's some sort of, I think he might be gay as well, is Crush, because he got sort of a thing for their gym teacher. So I think that gym teacher anyway. No, not the gym teacher, but it does have a thing with one of the teachers, which is him, which kind of looks similar to Nakamura. But I really enjoyed this series. It's sort of cute. It reminds me of, I think, Our Son Is Gay story somewhere in my collection. It reminds me of that, but instead of being at home and the parents guessing, it's sort of at school and he coming in terms with, falling in love with a guy who he's too shy to confront. So I really enjoyed this series. So yeah, go forward and go forward again, Nakamura. Next, I read the first volume of many. We got Haikyuu. Haikyuu is just a fantastic series. I have not watched anime. I have not read the manga, and I call it a fantastic series because I love sports series. But I did really enjoy this first volume. Um, this first volume is really good. We got Hinata, who is a very athletics guy who's this is Bible series, so you got that as well. I mean, I didn't expect it would have over 40 volumes playing volleyball, but it had anyway. And it got like a rival from its tournament um, in middle school. And he vowed to one day win against him. And then he um, went because it's sort of team of volleyballs for the amateurs. They didn't want to play. He should have pestered them. So because there wasn't a middle school team for volleyball in Haikyuu, but he went to another school in when he older, high school, and he joined the volleyball team, and they seen him play as well in the middle school match. So you know his skills of playing volleyball. And this guy, his name is Kakiyama. Um, he also the one who Hinata vows to play against. He also joined the same school, so now they're on the same team, and they have differences. They don't like each other that much, and that one going off by the first volume. I did really enjoy this volume, and I will definitely be reading some more next month. Okay, another manga that I don't know what to think about. We got Hello World. Hello World is a very out of the box sort of concept. It was weird. Times I have no idea what was going on. Um, it's okay. The art style is gorgeous. Um, the story. I mean, I got the movie. Just there you can see. You no, you can't see. But I have the movie. Of Hello World. Haven't seen it. I will definitely check out the movie though because this manga is just weird. Um, The art style is beautiful, like I said, but it's basically a virtual world created by. So basically, this girl got killed by lightning, um, and this guy wanted to go back in time to save her, but he just wanted some energy or something. I don't know. It's just a weird film, a weird story. Um, would I recommend it? I say probably not. And not for everyone. I will be keeping it in my collection because the art style is so gorgeous. But would I be rereading it anytime soon? Probably not. It probably should be self space. Um, and this young boy fell in love with a girl, and it's sort of a time loop sort of thing where he met himself, but like a virtual reality. I don't know. It's just definitely weird. So I don't really have anything good to say about this manga, so I'm just going to move on to my next series. I've read the first four volumes of Kimono Jiren. The fourth one came out like this week at the time of me filming. No, actually, it probably was last week, time of me filming. But Kimono Jiren is such a great series. I watched the anime last year for the first time, fell in love with it. Then after I watched the anime, I looked online, and the manga had just been announced. So that was sort of definitely fate. I love the anime so much. I was gutted that there isn't a second season. I was hoping there is one day. But I don't care if there is anymore. Now we got an English print of this manga. Um, and when we finally get volume 6, that lead into Beyond the Anime. So the sixth volume is my most anticipated volume. So I know what we're going on after the anime. But Kimono Jiren is a very good story about this kimono boy. Um, what is his name? I am very bad remembering names, and of course, this isn't like any other manga. It don't have the people names. So there, that's helpful. Um, just to say on there. Oh, Dorotabo. Um, so it Dorotabo, and we got. I forgot his name as well. Man, I am very good at this. I mean, I'm very bad at this. But we got this sort of Foxy Dot Sensei, who's a Tanuki, and we got is that Fox Girl. I forgot what her name is, and then we got Shinki. The fifth volume will have the cover of Akira on it. So basically, he lost his parents at a young age, thinking they didn't want him anymore, so he just gave him up. And he'd been living very rough ever since, being a slave to a woman, and not very nice son of a woman as well. Um, and that woman happens to be like an aunt or something. His aunt, but he got took in by this guy in a sort of kimono sort of special service, where to look for his parents, he will have to go on jobs and do many different missions to earn a keep and to help save people. And I really enjoyed this one. It's just a real surrounded by yokai. So if you ever get a chance to read Kimono Jiren, it's definitely a good one by Seven Seas. I really enjoyed this series, Kimono Jiren. The next one is I have mixed thoughts of. We got Mobile Suit Gundam, the first omnibus. Well, isn't we an omnibus? I think they're just series. But the first volume anyway of Mobile Suit Gundam. I did enjoy this, but that's the thing. I thought it was going to be like adapted of the movies Gundam Origins. I love the movies so much, so I thought it was going to be adapted through this, but not. Turns out it's a weird origins. It basically the origin of the anime series, not the timeline origin. So This is actually the 1979 TV series of the Gundam in manga format. So I'm reading this and I knew exactly what was going to happen because I watched the anime last year, so it's still fresh in my mind, and I knew exactly what would be happening in this volume. I enjoyed the anime and I enjoyed this volume as well, but I know exactly what's going to happen, so no surprise there. So I will definitely be reading the second volume this month. Well, next month, well, March anyway. So this is basically a mecha series. It's sort of you're on this planet and war is completely turning at the moment. And not really much to say about it. Just one big war, sci-fi, battle robots. It's just the same thing over again, trying to defeat the enemy. Um, trying to defeat Char, I think his name is the bad guy, and yeah, it about Amuro. I think that what his name is, Amuro. If this kid will got sort of messed up in the whole military life and should have got recruited. So yes, I really enjoyed Mobile Suit Gundam Origins. We almost done. I've been stopping this video to take breaks and to get the mangas out. So I'm no idea how long this video is gonna be. So I'm sorry if this is a long video, but we almost done. We got Sweet Poolside. This is a new one which just came out by Suzu Oshimi. Now Suzu Oshimi is definitely a great mangaka. I won't say he or she because I have no idea what their gender are with their names. Um, I had to talk about this manga in a minute. I got someone at the door, so I'll continue in a second. And I'm back. Sorry, I'm sort of saying a few mangas from my collection, things I know I'm not going to read anymore, so I just had to buy up for two of them. But anyway, Sweet Poolside. Um, it's definitely a Suzo Oshimi story, and the art is definitely Suzo Oshimi, and definitely storytelling as well. Pretty dark. Um, and of course, like any ordinary Suzo Oshimi story, it's not long to read. It's pretty fast paced. About this girl who got hairy legs, and this boy who can't grow any hair. Um, I don't think this girl get bullied, but he do she do sort of get self conscious with herself. And this boy who's get bullied for having no hair at all. I am really surprised this story actually got allowed to be in English. It's definitely a good read, but I am so shocked after reading it that it got an English print. I'm saying this because it have nudity in it. Not much, but it have nudity in it. So I'm very surprised this wasn't sealed, because my copy wasn't sealed. And plus, the nudity in this story are both kids. So we got his male parts and we got her male parts. So I'm very surprised that for being kids, they allowed it to get published. I mean, I did enjoy the story, but I'm just shocked. And yeah, trust me, I'll just flick through just to get some ideas. And the first thing it went on is that freaking nudity with that boy. But about this girl will get self-conscious about her legs and her arms and that because she's so hairy. And this boy who she asked in confidence because he caught her one day shaving her legs, but she's not good at it. She keep on missing or cutting herself and that. And this boy got asked by her if he wouldn't mind shaving her, and he as a young boy, he obviously bashful. he was bashful. He was so shy and awkward about the whole thing, but he did do it in the end of it anyway. So, and basically, throughout the story of him saving her, that basically the story. I mean, he got a nickname called Baldy Balls, which, like I said, nudity. Um, so yeah, it's pretty a straightforward story of girl self-conscious boy who get bullied for having no hair at all, and just him shaving her. The last series I got to tell you about, we got Tokyo Ghoul Re, Volume 4 and 5. People bash on this series so much, but the problem with people is they compare it too hard. You compare everything to the main series so hard, but I actually enjoy Wii. Um, I actually enjoy it. It's definitely a slow burn. It definitely slowed down from the main series because the main series is mostly action packed. But this is the main series, basically the story of the ghouls outside of the government. But this one is basically within the government. Um, so that's why probably slow burn. But it's so good though because if you read the main series, you will know the main character Kenichi. Well, Kenichi sort of he should have did like a Nightwing sort of um Grayson's cop sort of identity, but emotional damage led him to have a different identity. And now this what is he called? Yeah, Sasaki. How is Sasaki? I'm probably butchering that, but with its old group of ghoul investigators, it's a leader and it is really good. That one I'm going to do these after I read them because I read these weeks ago, so I'm sort of using what I can remember. But I remember the cliffhanger in the fifth volume is so good. I wanted to keep on reading, but there are other mangas I wanted to read as well. But I will definitely be reading volume 6 in March. And that is it. That is all of my mangas I have read in the month of February 2023. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me some positive comment. Talk about mangas as well. I would definitely appreciate it. And I hope I will definitely be continue this monthly series again next month. Thanks for watching. Bye.